All right, in this video, I wanted to quickly show anyone who is currently shooting on Nikons and using N-Log how to use the RED Nikon LUTs in their Premiere Pro workflow. I've seen a lot of DaVinci stuff on YouTube, but I haven't seen anybody really talk a whole lot about how to use it in Premiere Pro because it is a little bit nuanced and kind of complicated. So let's jump in and I'll show you how we do it. Okay, in Premiere Pro, what you want to do is make sure you have all your files selected in whatever bin they're in. I keep mine in this media bin. And anything that was shot on a Nikon in N-Log, you are going to need to convert it to Rec 2020 because that is what N-Log is shot in, is Rec 2020. Premiere Pro brings them in Rec 709 if you have it set up default and you haven't done any custom stuff. So if it's just out of the box Premiere Pro, you'll want to have all these files selected, right-click them, go to Modify Color, and then when we come in here, you're going to want to click this Override Media Color Space and go down here to Rec 2020. It's important not to go to this Nikon N-Log Rec 2020 as it does not do the same thing as just changing it to Rec 2020. I believe this tries to take Adobe's version of the N-Log LUT and kind of convert it out, and it just ends up looking real goofy. So make sure you have Rec 2020 selected. Once we click OK, you'll see our clip changes and the colors become just a lot more just natural, really nice looking, but they're still really flat. So the next thing that we want to do is come in here, and on our timeline, I just have one of these clips in here. You're going to want to add a Lumetri color panel layer to it. You can do that through the Lumetri color. Once you have that done, it's important to go to the Creative tab in order to put this LUT on. You don't want to come over here to the basic and put it in this input LUT. The reason why is because all of these changes will come after the LUT. And we, since this is a technical LUT that is taking it out of N-Log and putting it into Rec 709, we want that to be after all of those different adjustments here. And so if we come in here and we go to the Creative tab and we go here, I have it selected under the Look panel, the Red Film Bias Rec 2020 Nikon N-Log. So if we activate that, you can see it's going to just bring in a beautiful rich tone into our image. All the colors are going to be really, really nice, and it's going to be a lot more workable. From there, you can come into the basic corrections panel, and this is where I've done a little bit already just to make it a little nicer. I've cooled off the image a little bit, and I've pulled the exposure down, but you can see that it really does bring in a nice look. And from there, you can come in and add a curve to it to add a little bit more contrast if we want to. That'll give it that nice rich look if you're going for that. And then from there, you can go ahead and put like an adjustment layer and stuff on there and make it your own. But that's really it. It is really that simple. And as you can see, with just a couple modifications and changes to the color input on the files, it's really easy to get a nice color grade. I like these RED LUTs a lot better than the one Nikon has put out with all this, and some of the other ones that you can get from like Gamut and some other just LUT makers online. Makes it really easy to throw an adjustment layer on there and to, just put your own kind of color grade on it and make it your own. I find that for my video home tours and for the social media stuff like I'm doing here, it just really gets this nice, rich, warm tone to it that isn't overly warm, and everything just looks really, really nice. It's also easy to take it and tone it down just a little bit because sometimes those artificial colors of wood floors can be, they just kind of flare and they make some strange color casting, and so this LUT makes it a lot easier to do that. It's also really easy to use it with things like Cinematch that I like to use for a lot of what I do. I just like the editing of Cinematch a lot better than using Lumetri Color. And the whole reason I made this video is because there's a lot of DaVinci Resolve tutorials out there, but not a lot for Premiere using this. And there's not a lot of us Nikon N-Log shooters. So I hope that I was able to help you guys out, even if you're not a real estate photographer and you just kind of, figured out how to start making your N-Log look a lot better. So thank you guys for watching. I appreciate it.